What is this?
Do your thing, man. Do the intro. Let's do this.
How'd that feel?
Your hands are small.
What's up, guys? It's Kyle the Worst. This is the Worst Show.
That's what it felt like.
What's up, guys? This is Kyle the Worst. You're watching the Worst Show. As always, we have our co-host over here.
Mood.
Find him on Instagram at FuckTerrence. Today we have two special guests. They are out of Kansas City, working to build a group of like-minded creatives and entrepreneurs, Raven and Jonathan.
Sir.
Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about WAYWO?
Well, WAYWO. So yeah, like you said, it's a collective network of entrepreneurs and creatives that we want to bring in together. Diversity is one of our core values, so we're all about bringing in a different amount of people, well, a different variety of people, regardless of the field that they're in, regardless of their levels of expertise, regardless of their background, right? So like we want people that don't know what they want to do to people that cut $2 million checks, and we want them all in the same room learning from each other, building projects together. And so what we do is throw a series of events so for this to actually happen. And that's actually the core of what we do in that sense. I mean, that's the most basic level of the aspects. There are different types of events that we do throw. But, I mean, one of our main things that we got going on right now is WAYWO Wednesdays. And so what it is, it's a funnel to some of our other events, but it's a free event. And so we have everyone that reaches out to us or people that we just meet in terms of word of mouth. We have all these different creatives and entrepreneurs come to this place to build with each other, learn how, not learn, but all these different perspectives in the room to just, you know, get away from your 9 to 5, come together and learn how an entirely different person it might be from a different part of the world, might be from a different field, how they can help you in your business.
Hell yeah.
And so we try to create those environments for those things to happen and for those connections to spark.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm even going on a limb and say that, you know, we've done it. You know, we've created an environment, a home base, to where people can, you know, take a chance to dream. You know, it's like when you're with us, who you say you are. We're gonna hold you accountable. So we really just focus on adding the results, networking. So every single event we have, it's like, hey, you left with this. You left with this.
You leave with something every time.
But even for us, more internally, it's like we hate being in a box. You know, it's like, you know, I'm in marketing, he's in data. And it's like, I don't want to just do that. So by doing so, you know, we were a lawyer last week. We were a publicist 2 weeks ago. And then a week before that, we were an editor. Yeah. So it's like we get to use these skill sets that, you know, we don't want to just use one skill set and just fall into a box. But we truly believe that whatever's in front of us, we can improve. Yeah. So like by putting us, like by accepting that and saying, you know what, whenever responsibility comes, we'll take it on and we'll improve whatever's in front of us. You know, it's really like just putting us in the line of fire and trusting your instincts to dodge it, you know?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Where are you guys from?
Well, we met here. Well, not here, but we met in Kansas City. I'm from New Jersey
you guys just
myself.
feel like natives already.
Yeah. Well, 6 years. Been here for 6 years.
Yeah, it's been about
like that's 6 years long.
Well, bro, tell them why we're here still. That's the conversation we had.
Yeah. So I'm a traveler. I like to travel. I don't really stay in one place too long personally. But grew up in New Jersey, like right across the river from Manhattan, so northeast New Jersey, Union City. And so I came here for school about 6 years ago now. Yeah. That's where I met him. But I mean, I was ready to move to LA last year. Like I was gonna go more work. I always say that like I'm kind of like on the Lewis and Clark vibe where I'm just gonna keep going.
Before, that sounds good.
What do they call that? A nomad?
I am definitely, for sure. And so I was ready to go. Like I was definitely ready to go. And me and him have started WAYWO. And so in my head, it's very interesting, but in my head, he had came up to me one day and it just punched it in where he's like, how you gonna leave? Like we haven't taken over this yet. Like how do you expect?
Yeah, I was like, how are you gonna go to California and take over California?
Yeah.
Let's take over KC.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, why not start here? You know,
and that's in the most humblest of ideas. It's very humbling in the sense of like not even take over, but more so like create a presence, right? Create a change for the people that are here, the people that we've come across to, because that's all we try to do.
Yeah, generate a buzz where you're at right now.
Exactly.
And I think if you do that before you go to like LA or something, you'll have a much more validated like setup for
Mhm.
yourself as a person
yeah.
or as a conglomerate.
Yeah, of
You know
course.
what I mean?
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
we're not focused on like the coolest part about it is that he makes his money doing his own thing. You know,
Yeah.
I make my money doing my own thing, and like the goal is for WAYWO to be the source, right? But right now it is truly simply just helping people where they are,
Yeah.
but then just being who we say we are. So like everything has to align with our vision, and then whenever we get busy, we're like, huh, that's not part of the vision, and that's why we're busy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, and we met with a guy named Ben Gibson not long ago, and we thought we were killing it. You know, you know, you guys right now
Yeah.
are killing it, and he's like, "Yo, why are you so busy? It's your fault." And I'm like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
okay, let me take that to the chest real quick."
100%.
So now we're slowing down, focusing on quality over quantity. Even like you guys, like one thing we learned from you guys is like you guys have a studio, set hours, so you guys have to make sure the content's high quality. Us, we have different levels of content all the time. And so we post too much, right?
Yeah.
So like we're learning from other people around us, but we hate the fact that it's like, in order for us to talk to you, we have to take your attention away. Why not create an environment where we can both work on our own thing and be symbiotic at the same time?
Yeah.
So that's the goal.
So do you guys feel like you're overposting?
I think, I mean, we had this conversation very recently. I think in the very beginning, we were trying to create a structure. And then after that, I mean, it really goes. And so, like, what we did basically going off of that was we created a visual attraction organizer. One of our mentors told us to do this. And what this is just simply a document template where it's just like, you know, you identify your core values, your core focuses, you identify your 3-year plan, 5-year plan, whatever. And so something that we've done that really helped us was we did it. We created the template, and so now it really. And one of the things we just talked about it like 2 nights ago, where we're trying to read that every single day.
Yeah.
So it reminds us, and it becomes like just documented in our head, indoctrinated in our head, where it's like this is what matters, right?
Yeah.
And don't stray away from that.
It's like creating the detail and the vision for
Mhm.
manifestation.
Exactly. And so, and it's at a broad
Yeah.
sense, right? And so that's where we were at. And so in terms of posting, like, feel like we're posting overly, like, that's not the case, because one of our core values is documentation.
Yeah.
It's the idea of educational content. It's this idea of that we want to, it's very humbling, because obviously everybody wants to make money. Like, no one can say they don't want to make money.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's very humbling, because one of the things we always said was we also want to inspire, right? And so in terms of inspiring, one thing that we always like to do is when we, like I said before, when we have that person that doesn't know what they want to do in the same room with someone that cut $2 million checks, we want the person who cuts $2 million checks to be transparent.
Yeah.
That way,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that way the person that doesn't know what they want to do, if you can actually see exactly what they go through day in and day out,
Yeah.
you can actually really make a educated not guess, but an educated decision on if that's exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Versus, you know, everybody telling you what's, you know, looking at even job descriptions, like how many times we like apply for a job and like the job description goes way over exactly what's on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
what's
like
actually
exactly, but
required
in
and
terms of
stuff.
exactly. So in terms of documentation, that can be overruled. And so in terms of overposting, like, it doesn't matter. This is our lives.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to show. And so like
Absolutely.
he said earlier, we can't expect to ask these things of our clients or the people that we work with or the people we collab with if we're not going to do it ourselves. And so in terms of overposting, like, this is who we are.
Yeah.
And so that's like, I think that's something we got over, where we don't, I mean, there is the idea of quality over quantity, but at the same exact time, like, this is what we're doing behind the scenes. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that like over posting is basically just beta testing.
mhm.
You know, you're posting everything that you possibly can,
Mhm.
and you're figuring out what works the best,
Mhm.
and then
Exactly.
from there you structure up what you're going to do for future posts and things, and you
Yeah.
become more consistent with that, and then you
Mhm.
generate more traction, and
Exactly.
you reach more
And-
people, you make a better following.
And if you figure out like what is working the best, then you can like kind of focus like where you put your quality at,
Oh,
like where you put like most of your time at.
well, I mean, like the question we get asked the most is, you probably feel this question: how do you plan on monetizing what you're doing to make money off of it?
Yeah.
And the craziest part about it is like we have the answer for you. That's the question. You know, we have WAYWO crew. We get paid to organize events, and we have sponsorships, and we have 3 different events that all have tickets to come to. But that's not the goal right now. The goal is really to like impact people come in the room.
And to build a community.
You know what I mean? So it's like right now, what can we do right now? So like last Wednesday, we had a photographer, a stylist, and a clothing brand. Why call anybody? We have enough in the room.
Yeah.
Let's have a photo shoot right now. And so we do it in the moment. And ITM is one of our core values, in the moment, because it's like, you know, why joke? But I mean, like the truth of the matter is that you imagine like those old boats, right? You know, like Sparta boats.
Yeah.
And like we're over here rowing, but you guys are over there on the same fucking boat rowing. You know what I mean? So like, how about for you guys? Like, what does like these first 2 months look like? And I mean, are you guys excelling your expectations, or are you guys still creating what that looks like?
I would say we're like right on track right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love that.
The first 2 months, I like what we've spoken about in the past is like, hey, this is a goal to get to 50. These first 50 podcasts are just really us figuring it out, getting it dialed in. And we're already like so much more dialed in than we really expected.
Yeah.
Like even down to like what reels need to be posted, what gets the best traction, who we need on the podcast. At first we were just taking, you know, whoever, and now it's like it's for artists and entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we have like the next, what, three?
Yeah.
Three podcasts already planned out, like with the guests and everything. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not just like come as you go type shit. It's like we're really getting this scheduled down. And I think the biggest part of that would be like I put a whiteboard up in my room and actually started writing
Write that
down.
shit down.
the productivity from it.
Dude,
is
the
like
last 3 years of my life trying to grow as like just a videographer, the worst, like
he's been doing it alone too. The last
alone,
3 years.
no whiteboard, never writing anything down, just going right off the hip, trying to remember every single thing I scheduled.
Yeah.
And now it's just like completely changed.
Yeah.
But I think with this, the first 2 months, if anything, it's ahead of schedule.
That's good.
I
The,
agree
the next
completely.
Yeah.
3 months, I mean, I see us like going out to other states to
Yeah.
reach out to other people and like start expanding out of just Missouri.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I mean, even like for us, like watching you guys grow, watching you guys like push, like we're not making anything new. We're just providing a platform. So like when you guys come to KC, you guys know who to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
I'm
You know,
excited to
it's,
go to one of the WAYWO Wednesdays.
you know what I mean? It's very
100%.
simple. And like, you know, we want you guys to be a fire starter. A fire starter for us is our keynote speaker. We call them fire
Yeah.
starters. The goal is to just simply ignite a spark because everybody in the room is capable.
Yeah.
Like one thing we got asked the other day was like, are you guys mentors? And we're like, honestly, no. Like you have to be so clear.
Yeah.
Like, we're not mentors. We work with people who are 24 to 40 and we help with one step of your business.
Yeah.
And like by being so clear, we're able to mentor people. But I mean, it's just a slow burn for us. And it's just cool to see that like what you were saying, what you're saying alone is like, why do it alone?
Yeah.
Right. So him and I, this started off like 6 people. And we learned like, we thought it was a cool idea to have more people, but then not everybody was in the same vision. So
Yeah.
we had to, you know, trim off other things. And now it's us two here. But the fact of the matter is, like, now that we have like-minded people like you guys and other people in our community, you guys have, like, even Clotilda here, and Yvonne and Mitchell, like, people like them we talk to, they're in the same boat. So, you know what? Let's push together.
Yeah.
You know, like, let's do more together.
You want to see. It's nice when everybody in your circle wants everybody to win.
Exactly.
Mhm. Well, and on that same note, like, one thing we talk about is, like, our community is our celebrities. I mean, I love celebrities, you know, I love Bruno Mars and them, but I don't know them.
Yeah.
But you guys are celebrities to us. We watch you guys on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like our community, those are celebrities. My cousin Jazz, that's a celebrity. And in doing so, I get to be a part of a community I want to be a part of. And you know what I mean? It's very simple.
But it's hard finding like those people.
Yeah.
Those people that want it as bad as you, that are like
Yeah.
like-minded.
But it comes in. I mean, I think it just comes and goes. I think. Yeah, it's a wave. Like sometimes people are gonna come in and because that's the thing is like we're something that in terms of WAYWO, like we're very inclusive, right? You know, people come in and people leave. People like, literally like some of our events, you know, literally people come in to say what's up and they bounce. But the thing is, it's like that's where we're at. It's like, and you guys, your vision's aligned, and so that's why I was able to just stick around, right? Our vision's aligned, so that's why there's nothing that's gonna separate us. But like, there's gonna be times where it's like, you know, you bring someone on in, and it's just, I mean, visions don't align, and I mean, I'm very huge on the idea of language and the connotation that language can bring. Like, I mean, selfish has a negative connotation. It shouldn't.
No.
Dude,
Ignorance.
I say that all
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
fucking time,
exactly.
bro.
Let's talk about that.
No, like,
That's
yo, no,
crazy.
I'm
Let's
still
talk about
going. I'm
that
still
for a
going. I'm
second.
still
I
going.
say that all
But
the
yo, no,
oh,
like, it
God.
shouldn't have a negative connotation. You say someone's selfish, and they even mad. Ignorance, negative connotation. You call
Yo,
someone ignorant.
We talked about that today. I mean, even earlier
People get
today,
so mad about
one
it.
thing Raven said, and I have to share it with you guys. I have to share it. Is like Raven. Somebody asked us the other day. I'll ask you guys the next. They asked us, "Who's Jonathan? Who's Raven?" We were like, "Whoa, way too personal." But one thing he said was ignorant, and I was like, "Wow." But what that is like taking the chance to put yourself in situations you don't know the answer to,
Yeah.
and that's ignorance. But when you think of it, you think of like this negative connotation, but it's such a positive thing. So now I'm ignorant, and that's a positive trait from being around other people.
Absolutely,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
With the willingness to learn from it.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Because being ignorant just means to not know.
Exactly. And so
Yeah.
people over time just put this negative, we do that all the time. We pair words with like feelings or whatever the
Yeah.
case is. But like it shouldn't. It shouldn't be the case. And so yeah, I mean, it's as simple as that. People do that all the time, but they really shouldn't. But blind, yeah, I was like blind and ignorant. I was like, yeah, blind because I just don't know. I mean, nobody knows where we're gonna be in 10. Like nobody. Like if you ask me like where WAYWO's gonna be, if you ask me where a relationship's gonna be, like the only time I can really answer that is in 70 years down the line, and
Yeah.
I don't have a time machine, so
Yeah.
I'll never know until that time
You can
happens.
have hope for what you see it
Exactly, you can have
becoming,
faith and hope, but
but
you'll just never
You
know.
just don't know what's
Who
gonna
was
happen.
it? Mike Tyson.
Mhm.
He said everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Facts, bro. I've heard that my whole life.
Yeah.
But I mean, even with that, it's like one thing we realize is this is not a fad, right?
No.
This is our life. So even to you guys, like if this is what you're gonna do the rest of your life, if the rest of your life is being here and inspiring through a camera, then why does it matter where you are on the journey?
Yeah.
You're doing it until you die.
You're it's the journey that you get to enjoy the most. And
That's
like,
the question I had, right? The question I had was like, it was actually for you. It's like, how important is this to you? Like, what is this? The worst. What is that to you?
Oh, this is my life. Like there's not. This is
Yes.
all that I am.
Mm-hmm. That's my
Like,
boy right there. Yeah.
And that's all it will ever be, because all I ever want to do is help others. And like the main focus for the worst is to help local artists bring them up. You know, give
Give them
them
a spotlight.
give
platform.
them the visual aspect of what they're working for, because you can make a song, but if you don't put any visuals behind it, like nobody's gonna see you.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody's doing nowadays, is seeing things.
Yeah.
So
That's beautiful. Bro.
how can I help?
That's a
Yeah,
good
It's
answer,
like
bro.
all the social media platforms, like all you do is see that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not?
Yeah, let me tell you, like, so there's a lot of like reasons why WAYWO even started. One of them, I mean, there's a lot of ways it started.
Yeah, I'm
One
dying
of
to know them.
Huh?
I'm dying to know.
Yeah,
Yes.
like there's a
Dive
few.
into those real quick.
But one of them that I mean, this isn't even. I bet you're not even gonna think what I'm thinking right now. But one of them, which was very interesting, was this. It was very simple. I mean, we have notes that we literally wrote 3 years ago. We look at them sometimes and we're like, damn, like that's cool. But so like one of them actually was like this idea of connectivity, through old friends, through friends, right? And so the idea was this.
break bread mentality.
Yeah. So the idea was just like legit, like all of us, like, you know, okay. So like we came to Kansas City. None of us are from here. I'm from New Jersey. He's from Florida. My other best friend from California. My roommate for 3 years is from Alaska. Literally all four corners of the U.S. And so the idea was one day we won't all be here together, right? And so we want documentation. So it kind of goes back to the core value,
Yeah.
right? And so documentation. One day we want to be able to be like, yeah, we're all working on different things. Like, let's all share an Instagram profile, and like we can all literally just share stories from all four corners of the U.S.
Yeah.
So like if I was in New York, if he's in Florida, if my boys in Cali, my other boys in Alaska, like literally all these different aspects, and like we can all just literally, I can post a story, then another story is posted about him, and then, like, you know, that documentation and that visual aspect,
Yeah.
like, because the thing is this, it's like we have people, and maybe you guys have these friends that, you know, you'd probably still die for them, but you probably haven't talked to them in like 7 months.
For like a year.
Yeah, you know what I mean? No, like
Or
you
3
got that,
years.
right? Like I
Yeah.
have those. Like I can name like 5 of them
Oh,
right
yeah.
off the top of my head. Like I have those people that I haven't talked to in like a year, but like I'm like if they came out here and we were at a bar and something went down, like I'd die for them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so like it's to keep connecting with
Nah.
those people. You said nah.
I got those people.
You don't got
He
those
wouldn't
people.
die for nobody.
I wouldn't say
Okay,
that.
Okay, so dying for them might be a little bit of a stretch, but you know what I mean. Like you'd go to war for them. Like that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Like you'd really have their back. Like if they really like you try your
But, like,
hardest.
If you feel so strongly about those people,
Yeah.
then why don't you talk to them?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, life, man. Life happens.
Yeah.
Like I haven't talked to my brother, and like I love, like I would definitely die for my brother. No
Yeah.
doubt about
I mean,
it.
it's
I
just
haven't talked to him.
different
It's just
roads.
life is so fast. We have so many things going on. That's just the way life is. My brother lives in Colorado, but
Yeah.
like, I mean, that's just how it is. I
We
haven't
talked
talked to him
about
in like 2 months.
No, I definitely understand. Like,
You know what I
life
mean?
happens. Like, you get caught up. So
Yeah, you get caught up so-
especially when you're doing the stuff that you're doing, like trying to pursue
Mhm.
something like this.
Yeah, and
Sometimes you forget to reply to
I mean,
a text or like call the
exactly,
person
and
back,
so
like, it
it's
just
that
slips your mind.
aspect. Yeah, it's
not
that
even
aspect.
not even to come from like a perspective, but like this is like through years of friendship with people. And it's like even for you two, like you guys are starting a friendship that's gonna last a long time.
Yeah.
This is the truth. But like one thing I tell people all the time in Raven, it's like, yo, we have people who we don't know for 3 years. If they came here, we'd be like, yo, this is my brother. Buy him a shot, get him a drink. That's my boy.
Yeah.
But I've known him for 6 years. The crazy thing is, if he failed me one time, rumor has it that we're no longer friends. But why is it like that? Like for us, it's like, yo, I've given you 6 years to fail me, and only one time you failed me.
Yeah.
That should show the true brotherhood of
Right.
of what it is, and that's what we preach. It's like, yo, people are gonna fail. It might be you, but if you're willing to say,
Not even Terrence.
but
He's the one.
if you're willing to say, if you're willing to be like, yo, I remember what you've been there for, and you deserve more than the person who hasn't been there for me, which gets into comparative again. But truth of the matter is, like, when it comes down to like what we're doing, what you guys are doing, we're providing a chance for people to dream.
Yeah.
And like in a safe environment. And then what we ask everybody every single time is our main question: what's an ideal connection for you? In doing so, we can identify, you know what, we're the answer for your problems, or we know Terrence over here, we know Gretchen over there, we know Lexi over there, and we're humble enough to say we don't know the answer, but we know somebody who can.
Yeah.
Or
And
we'll
that's the
find
whole
someone that
business
can.
model. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's funny you said the fail thing, because I would say like one of my biggest fears in life is that I don't fail enough.
Mm.
Wow.
Because with failure you gain success and knowledge and you learn from it every time. So it's like, how ignorant would I be if I didn't fail as many times as possible in my life to learn from and grow?
What's your opinion on losses? Everybody talks about no losses, no everything is
You learn from it. That's how I feel, honestly. Like I've had this conversation with somebody before, and they were like, "We took a big L on this because the podcast was fucked up." And I was like, "No, we didn't lose this podcast. We learned. We learned exactly what can go wrong. We learned exactly how we can fix it and how we can make sure it's better next time. So the next podcast, it will be way fucking better than the last one that we messed up a little bit on."
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And that's exactly why you don't fail enough.
yeah,
And that's a good thing, honestly. Like when going back to what he said earlier, when that person asked me that question, who is Raven? I mean, I said the idea of resilience. I said the idea of like, I don't view losses as losses. I view losses as lessons. And I mean, it's cliche and it's said a lot, but I truly do believe
fuck
that.
yeah.
I do
Right?
hate the word cliche.
You hate
You
the word
hate
cliche?
it?
I really do.
Yeah.
Like, do you hate the little apostrophe over the
See,
E too?
that's a
Like,
connotation.
just like the
that's
the
because
whole-
the connotation. though.
Like,
Like,
no,
please,
no,
what does?
not the fucking
Why do
word,
we
just the
hate?
meaning
We don't
behind
need
it.
to hate the word.
I can't
It's just a
stand it.
defense.
Yeah.
It's just a word.
What about
I'm messing with you, but yeah,
taboo?
taboo.
I don't know. Well, I mean, the
I
thing
like the
is,
word though. The way,
but
like, it just sounds
taboo
cool.
is depending where you are. Like
Yeah.
you can like, what's taboo to you? You might go to Japan, and now eating whatever that is not taboo.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's perspective, bro. What's
all
not
is.
perspective?
Exactly.
Not
Tell me
It-
what's
bro.
not perspective?
Yeah,
Everything.
yeah. The idea between like objectivity and subjectivity, like it's very thin. Like, what's objective? What
I
can
would
we
s-
possibly say is objective?
I would say the only thing that doesn't have perspective to it would be like math and numbers, because it's always the same. I guess
Interesting enough, if you really dive deep
That
though,
just blew my mind.
like who made math though? I think about this all the time. I'm like,
Yeah,
first
that's
of all, there's a
wild.
metric. There's a metric. Why is there like two different systems to measuring something?
Yeah,
It's a social construct.
perspective
And in
guy.
turn,
Then
that's
again,
it. It's a
is-
social construct.
Is chess math? Like what is math?
Yeah.
Like how do you apply math?
No, I
Who
know.
is math?
But you could say 1 + 1 is 2, but then like, okay, so language, right? You could say 1 + 1 is 2, but someone else could have a way different way of counting things, right? But again, like it's the idea of it being socially constructed.
Yes,
and
that's
so
pretty deep, bro.
it is deep. But in my head, it's true though. Like it's just so socially constructed. But I mean, if we don't want to go that deep into it, then yes, I guess math would be objective. 1 + 1 is 2.
I know a lot of people that would be confused as fuck if we went into a conversation about math right now.
I love
Damn.
math.
I'd be one of those.
Really?
I feel it.
My best subject in high school, because I didn't go to college or nothing, but
It was your
it
best?
was English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My best,
So,
my
math-
best.
I
was
took geometry
probably-
Oh, I love
with
math.
8th graders my senior year of high school.
Mm.
So I was not
Mine was probably driver's ed,
driver's ed.
100%,
Your best?
Bro.
100%.
Worst or best?
Best.
Oh, okay.
Really?
After that was
Yeah.
probably science, biology.
Don't skip gym.
Oh, bro, I'm a gym hero. What do you mean, bro? With the I'm in the Hall of Fame with gym
Young
class.
gym heroes.
I don't know where that
You were
Coliseum is.
valedictorian of gym.
Oh, I'm the team lead
Hell
of,
yeah.
of
Dodge.
all the games.
Yeah, that's
You know what I
funny.
mean?
But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, for sure.
So are you guys from here? Are you guys from Columbia, Missouri?
I'm from New Bloomfield. It's like a little
Oh, yeah,
bumfuck
yeah.
town.
You s-
over
just
yonder.
Bloomfield?
New Bloomfield.
New
So where's Old Bloomfield?
I fuck if I know, bro.
I hate
but
that.
I know nobody.
Where's
wants to
Old
be there.
Jersey?
I know you're gonna say that next.
There ain't no
I couldn't
New
tell
New
you.
England.
Where are
I'm
you?
from Marshall.
Where we hit that?
Actually, everybody behind the
All
cameras
the-
right now,
all the
we're all
behind
from
the
Marshall.
scenes.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
How far is that from here?
Like maybe an hour.
That's
Because how are you driving?
And that's what's crazy about like meeting people and like sticking with them. Like none of this would be happening right now without having Terrence here.
Yeah,
I built this relationship with him, and that developed those two relationships.
Yeah,
that's so dope. That's so dope. Honestly, that's all we preach,
Well,
though. It's literally all we preach when we
unseen
have people
value.
come in the room. Yeah, the
Yeah.
unseen value, being able to. And so, like, the thing is, it's all. I mean, in terms of perspective, it's when we bring in all those perspectives in the same room, like, you could do nothing but grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we want to have a data analyst, we want an artist, we want a plumber, we want, a publicist, we want people a traveling wedding photographer. We want them all in the same room because they all live so many different lives and had so much experiences in their lives
Yeah.
that they can all prosper from each other. And so that's genuinely that's WAYWO. That's like, bringing them all in the same room and just realizing they had a way different. I mean, for them to even, in terms of math, though, like, for them to be where they are right now, like, the product of the experiences that they've had in their life, that's what brought them to where they are.
Yeah.
And so, like, just bringing them all different, just based on their job
All different
description.
walks of life. Dude.
Exactly.
They
And
really they
you
had
will-
to add
yeah.
2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
to
Well,
get there.
everybody talks about community, right? Everybody says like community this, community that, but nobody focuses on like more than one aspect of community. They focus on like the entrepreneurial aspect,
Yeah.
the mental health aspect, the physical aspect, and it's like everybody has like a piece of that. But like what we're trying to do, we're not there yet, but it's a goal. Is like how can we have it all in the same room? Like why is it that like mental health plus your business plus your relationship problem, why can't they be handled in the same spot?
Yeah.
And it's like the answer can be a lot of things, but for us it's like, yo, we like are gonna face these problems regardless.
Yeah.
Like he's not dating someone, I am. He can learn through these problems. Like why not?
I also think people just don't talk.
Yeah.
People don't have conversations more than like just your small talk. Like, hey, how are you
Shallow
doing?
weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no one.
And yeah,
And if people do have conversations, it's pretty baseline. Nobody ever talks about like how they're feeling or
Yeah,
how
they
they're
don't
doing
open
or like
up.
yeah.
I mean, from a perspective of that, it's like, why would anybody want to know how I feel?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. One thing that I do is very interesting. You guys should start doing it. If someone says, "How's your day?" Usually the answer is good. I say, "Okay, so how really is your day?" I'm saying? That opens
Yeah.
things up for real. Because like again, like in terms of small talk, like no one wants. It's not that no one will talk. I think it's more so like like it's so ingrained. No one's thinking this. It's all like subliminal, but everyone's thinking like they don't really care. Because it's just
Yeah.
like it's not that they don't care, but it's just like it's just that term. How's my day?
Yeah,
My day's good.
you've heard that sentence.
Yeah, you've heard that
phrase.
sentence like thousands,
Yeah,
thousands.
all the
But then when
time.
you hit them with the okay, so how is it really?
Yeah.
And then you start really hearing the stuff.
Yeah.
You
I
know
mean,
what
I
I
have
mean?
one person that like whenever I ask them like how they're doing, like they genuinely tell me, and it's Jared. I'm like a Yvonne and Mitchell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jared. Jared
Yeah.
always like vice versa.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
whenever you ask me, like I feel so comfortable to tell
That's
him,
awesome.
like, how I'm actually feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. But
He has that presence to him. We
Yeah.
haven't gotten too close to him yet. It's definitely in the plans. But again, like we talked about, it's like point of contact. It's
Yeah.
like we could talk to him about X, Y, and Z, but we have stuff in the works we know that he will benefit from or helping with. So like we always try and point out like when is that point of contact?
Yeah.
Because people always bite off more than they can chew. They say, hey, I can help you with this, that, and the other. Like we always say, we can help you with one step. One
Yeah.
singular step. And once we do that, it's crazy because we get credit for like a lot more. You're like, oh yeah, that one step got me into here, into there, into there. But the truth of the matter is like, well, we track our success. Like, for example, like success to us would look like you guys having a podcast in KC.
Yeah.
Even if we're not the guest.